Have you ever walked into a room and felt like people were treating you just a little differently? Maybe they speak a bit louder to you, or they start offering help, even when you didn't ask for it. You're still sharp, you're still strong, but something about the way people look at you has changed. The truth is, after 65, there are subtle things we start doing without even realizing it. And while no one says a word, they're noticing. These little habits can quietly make us seem older, less confident, or even invisible. But here's the good news. Every single one of them can be fixed, with just a few small changes. In this video, I'm going to show you 6 simple things that may be making you look older than you feel, and how to turn it all around. Stick with me until the end, because once you see these signs, you'll never think about aging the same way again. 1. Neglecting personal grooming. They used to see you. Now they just glance. You were once the person who turned heads, sharp haircut, clean shirt, polished shoes. You didn't even have to try, it was just who you were. But somewhere along the way, maybe after retirement, after the grandkids came along, or after a few health scares, things slipped. Not on purpose. It just happened. You stopped trimming your nails every week. Your hair grew out a little uneven. That favorite shirt? You've worn it 3 days in a row because it's comfortable. And nobody said a word. That's the cruel thing about aging. People stop telling you what they notice. They think they're being kind. But silence can be dangerous. Because while no one says anything, they do notice. And slowly, without realizing it, you start to fade in their eyes. You deserve more than that. When we neglect our appearance, even in small ways, we send a message, not just to others, but to ourselves, that we've given up, that we've stopped caring. But the truth is, it's never about vanity. It's about presence. It's about dignity. It's about looking in the mirror and recognizing the person staring back. Walter was 82 when he looked at himself and didn't like what he saw. His hair wild, his eyebrows overgrown, his energy dulled. That day, he got a haircut, he shaved, he put on a clean button-down shirt. And when he stepped outside, the world responded. People smiled, conversations flowed, he stood taller. And for the first time in years, he felt seen again. You don't need designer clothes or a $200 salon visit. A $10 trim, a clean shirt, a little moisturizer. That's all it takes to say, I still matter. Because you do. You're not invisible. You're still here. And the world is watching. So show up. 2. Speaking too loudly or interrupting conversations you don't mean to interrupt. You don't mean to talk over people or raise your voice too high. You're just trying to be part of the moment, to connect, to contribute, to share your thoughts. But lately, you've started noticing something strange. People lean back a little when you speak. They glance at each other when you cut in. Conversations feel harder to join. And when you do, the energy shifts. No one tells you outright. No one says, "You're speaking too loud," or "You're cutting me off," because they don't want to hurt you. But the silence says enough. The truth is, hearing changes with age. It happens slowly, almost invisibly. You may not even realize you're shouting, or that you're missing the natural rhythm of a conversation. And it's heartbreaking, because your words come from a good place. You want to feel included. You want your stories to be heard. But when the delivery feels forceful or disruptive, people begin to pull away, not out of cruelty, but out of discomfort. George was 77 when he noticed it. At family dinners, his kids grew quiet when he spoke. Friends drifted into side conversations. One evening, he caught a reflection of himself in a window, voice booming, hands moving fast, and he realized it wasn't the same man he used to be. He got his hearing tested. He practiced pausing before speaking. He softened his tone, and something incredible happened. People leaned in again. They smiled more. They listened longer. It wasn't magic, it was mindfulness. You don't need to talk louder to be heard. You just need to speak with intention. Let others finish. Ask questions. Create space. Your voice still matters, maybe now more than ever. And when it's shared with care, people will want to hear every word. 3. Wearing outdated or ill-fitting clothes. You've earned the right to be comfortable. After decades of work, sacrifice, and showing up every day, slipping into that soft old shirt or those worn-out jeans feels like home. It's familiar. It's easy. But here's the quiet truth. Comfort can sometimes come at a cost. Not to your body, but to how people see your spirit. Over time, outdated or ill-fitting clothes can send an unintended message. That you've stopped trying. That you've stopped caring. And that's not who you are. Harold was always known for his style, well-fitted jackets, polished shoes, sharp collars. But somewhere along the years, he traded structure for softness. He reached for the same oversized sweater, the baggy pants that lost their shape. He told himself it didn't matter anymore. But it did, not because others judged him, but because he felt different. His posture changed. His energy dipped. Then one day, he put on a crisp button-down, pants that actually fit, and shoes that felt solid under his feet. The compliments came instantly, but more importantly, so did the feeling. He felt alive again. Clothes are not about fashion trends or impressing others. They're about honoring yourself. They tell the world, I'm still here, and I still care. And you don't need a new wardrobe. Just a few intentional choices, a proper fit, a fresh color, a clean look, can transform how you're perceived and how you feel inside. It's not about age, it's about presence. When you dress with purpose, people don't see an old person. They see someone with pride, confidence, and life left to live. You've still got stories to tell, memories to make, and rooms to light up. So dress like it, because the world is still watching, and you deserve to be seen. 4. Complaining or criticizing too much. You didn't set out to become negative. You've lived through wars, losses, victories, heartbreaks, and miracles. You've seen how things used to be, simpler, slower, maybe kinder. So when you speak up about how today's world feels rushed, disconnected, or just plain wrong, it's not bitterness. It's experience. But over time, those observations, those little comments about how bad music is now, or how no one has manners anymore, start to pile up. And while you're simply sharing how you feel, others begin to hear it as complaining. They smile politely, they nod, but they don't stay long. Conversations end quicker. Phone calls come less often. And one day, maybe like Roger, a 75-year-old who loved telling stories about the good old days, someone close to you quietly asks, "Do you even like anything anymore?" That question stings. Because deep down, you do. You still love sunsets. You still enjoy good food, a warm laugh, or a grandchild's hug. But somewhere along the way, the focus shifted from what's right to what's wrong. And that shift doesn't just change how others see you, it changes how you feel inside. The good news is, it's never too late to reclaim joy. You don't have to pretend the world is perfect. But you can balance the truth with gratitude. Instead of saying, "Back in my day, things were better," try, "Things were different then, but I'm curious how it works now." People are drawn to those who bring light into the room, who make them feel hopeful, not heavy. You have so much wisdom, humor, and heart to give. Don't let negativity hide it. Speak your truth, but sprinkle it with warmth. Because when you share both your memories and your curiosity, people won't just listen, they'll keep coming back for more. 5. Ignoring posture and body language. You may not notice it happening. A little hunch in the shoulders, a slower step, arms crossed more often, eyes looking down instead of straight ahead. It doesn't feel like much, just a natural part of getting older. But to the world around you, it speaks volumes. Posture is more than how we stand or walk, it's how we show up in the world. And when our body begins to close off, the world responds accordingly. People might offer help you didn't ask for. Strangers may talk to you like you're fragile. Family members start making decisions for you instead of with you. And you begin to wonder, do they not see who I still am? Eleanor was 83 when she saw a photo of herself. Shoulders slumped, arms folded tight. That wasn't the vibrant, capable woman she felt like on the inside. She realized the message her body was sending wasn't the one she meant to deliver. So she made a change, nothing dramatic, just intentional. She stood up straighter. She lifted her chin. She walked with purpose, even if it was slower than before. And gradually, people treated her differently. They saw her strength again, not just in her words, but in her presence. The way you carry yourself tells the world how to treat you. A strong posture says, "I am here, I am confident, and I still have value." You don't need to be an athlete. Just lift your chest, align your back, and let your eyes meet theirs. Even the smallest shift, uncrossing your arms, standing tall, walking with steadiness, can reignite how people connect with you. You are not shrinking. You are still very much alive, present, and powerful. And your body should say so, without you having to say a word. 6. Bad breath or body odor. You're not careless. You've always taken pride in keeping yourself clean and presentable. But aging has a way of making the invisible harder to catch. Your sense of smell isn't what it used to be. Maybe medications have changed your body's chemistry. Maybe you're not drinking as much water as before. And slowly, without realizing it, something starts to shift. People begin stepping back when you speak. Conversations end sooner than they used to. Hugs become brief, or don't come at all. No one says a word. They don't want to hurt you. But deep down, you notice. You feel the distance. And it stings. That's exactly what happened to Frank. A lively 78-year-old who never missed a chance to chat. But he began to feel something change. Neighbors kept their greetings short. Old friends didn't linger like before. It wasn't until his daughter gently mentioned trying a new mouthwash that it clicked. It wasn't his personality that was pushing people away, it was something he hadn't even noticed. With a few small changes, staying hydrated, switching deodorants, chewing sugar-free gum, he felt the difference. And more importantly, others felt the difference. People leaned in again. Smiles came back. The warmth returned. Hygiene at this stage of life isn't just about cleanliness, it's about connection. It's about preserving dignity. It's about making sure nothing small stands between you and the relationships you value most. You don't need fancy products or routines. Just awareness, a few tweaks, a little consistency. Because the people who love you want to stay close. They want to hear your stories, feel your presence, enjoy your company. Don't let something as fixable as breath or body odor become a barrier. You still have so much light to give. Let the world get close enough to feel it. Growing older isn't something to fear. It's a privilege, but it's also a journey that requires awareness, self-compassion, and a willingness to adapt. The little habits we often ignore, how we dress, how we speak, how we carry ourselves, quietly shape how others see us. And even more importantly, how we see ourselves. The good news? Every single one of these habits is fixable. You don't need to be younger. You just need to be intentional. With a fresh haircut, a softer voice, a more thoughtful posture, or a kinder tone in conversation, you can immediately change how people respond to you, and how you feel inside. These aren't superficial changes. They're acts of self-respect. Of saying, I still care, I still belong, I still matter. Because you do. So if you've recognized even one of these signs in yourself, don't be discouraged, be proud. It means you're still growing, still learning, still choosing to show up with grace and presence. That is the mark of someone truly wise. Let this be your reminder. Aging doesn't make you invisible. It makes you powerful, if you choose to stay present. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, please leave a comment and share one thing you're going to try starting today. And don't forget to subscribe. We're building a space where age is honored, wisdom is shared, and your voice is always welcome. We'll see you in the next video.